The morning sun cast golden rays across Westminster Abbey as crowds began gathering hours before dawn. Sarah Mitchell, a 67-year-old retired teacher from Brighton, had traveled overnight with her granddaughter Emma just to catch a glimpse of history in the making. She clutched her small British flag tightly, remembering how she had watched Princess Diana's wedding on television decades ago, never imagining she would witness such royal grandeur in person. Inside the palace walls, Catherine Middleton stood before an ornate mirror, her hands trembling slightly as royal dressers made final adjustments to her stunning sapphire blue gown. The dress, designed specifically for this momentous occasion, featured intricate silver embroidery that caught the light with every movement. Her stylist, Maria, had worked tirelessly for months to ensure every detail was perfect. Catherine's eyes reflected a mixture of excitement and nervousness as she thought about the millions of people who would be watching her every move. Prince William paced quietly in his private chambers, adjusting his ceremonial uniform for the third time. His military decorations gleamed against the deep navy fabric, each medal telling a story of service and duty. His valet, James, had served the royal family for over 20 years and could sense the prince's anticipation. William paused at his window, looking out at the gathering crowds below, feeling the weight of tradition and the excitement of sharing this moment with the world. The royal couple had spent weeks preparing for this appearance, knowing it would be one of the most photographed and scrutinized moments of their lives. Catherine had practiced her walk countless times, ensuring her posture would convey both grace and confidence. William had reviewed every detail of the ceremony, from the timing of their entrance to the specific route they would take. Their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, had been briefed on their roles with special attention given to keeping the youngest engaged throughout the lengthy proceedings. Security teams had been coordinating for months, ensuring every possible detail was covered. Chief Inspector Thompson had overseen the placement of over 500 officers along the route, while maintaining an atmosphere of celebration rather than concern. The delicate balance between safety and accessibility required careful planning, allowing the public to feel connected to the royal family while ensuring their protection. As the clock struck 9 in the morning, final preparations began in earnest. Catherine's lady-in-waiting, Lady Susan, helped her with the finishing touches to her ensemble, including the stunning diamond tiara that had been in the royal collection for over a century. The piece had been carefully cleaned and adjusted to fit perfectly, its brilliant stones catching the light and creating an almost ethereal glow around Catherine's face. The anticipation was building not just in London, but around the world. Television crews from dozens of countries had set up their equipment, with commentators preparing to describe every detail of the royal appearance to audiences spanning multiple continents. Social media was already buzzing with excitement, as people shared their predictions about what Catherine would wear and how the royal family would present themselves. Kitchen staff at the palace had been working since 4 in the morning, preparing refreshments for the hundreds of guests and dignitaries who would attend the ceremony. Head chef Marcus had personally overseen every detail, from the selection of flowers for the tables to the precise timing of each course. The menu had been carefully chosen to reflect both British tradition and the international nature of the gathering. Young Emma Mitchell pressed her face against the security barrier, her eyes wide with excitement as she scanned the street for any sign of the royal motorcade. Her grandmother Sarah smiled, remembering her own childhood fascination with the royal family, and how these moments of shared national celebration had always brought people together across all backgrounds and generations. Inside the abbey, the final guests were taking their seats, creating a sea of elegant attire and ceremonial uniforms. Diplomats, celebrities, and dignitaries from around the world had gathered to witness this historic moment, each understanding they were about to be part of something truly special. The atmosphere hummed with quiet conversation and barely contained excitement. The royal orchestra completed their final sound checks, ensuring every note would resonate perfectly throughout the ancient stone walls of Westminster Abbey. The conductor, Maestro Williams, had chosen pieces that would complement the grandeur of the occasion, while allowing the natural acoustics of the building to enhance the emotional impact of the music. As the final minutes ticked away before their scheduled appearance, Catherine and William shared a quiet moment together, their hands briefly touching as they prepared to step into the spotlight. Years of marriage and partnership had taught them to draw strength from each other, and this moment would be no different. They knew that their appearance would be analyzed and discussed for years to come, but more importantly, they understood the joy and inspiration their presence would bring to millions of people around the world who had been eagerly awaiting this moment. The magnificent doors of Westminster Abbey slowly opened, and a hush fell over the assembled crowd. The first glimpse of the royal family sent waves of excitement rippling through the thousands of spectators lining the streets. Catherine appeared first, her sapphire gown flowing gracefully as she stepped into the morning light, and the collective gasp from the crowd was audible even from blocks away. Television cameras zoomed in to capture every detail of her appearance, and viewers around the world held their breath in admiration. The intricate beadwork on her dress sparkled like stars against the deep blue fabric, while her diamond tiara caught the sunlight and created a crown of light around her head. Her smile was radiant but composed, showing both warmth and the poise that had made her beloved by millions. Prince William emerged beside her, his tall frame commanding attention in his ceremonial uniform. The gold braiding and military honors across his chest spoke of duty and service, while his confident stride and gentle smile toward his wife showed the personal warmth that had always endeared him to the public. Together, they created a picture of modern royalty that perfectly balanced tradition with accessibility. Young Prince George followed closely behind, his small uniform impeccably tailored, and his serious expression showing he understood the importance of the occasion. At 10 years old, he had grown into his role as future heir with remarkable grace, his posture straight and his steps measured as he had been taught. Princess Charlotte, radiant in her pale pink dress with delicate floral embroidery, walked with the confidence of a princess who had captured hearts worldwide with her spirited personality. Prince Louis, the youngest at 5 years old, provided moments of pure joy as he waved enthusiastically at the crowd, his infectious smile causing laughter and cheers from the spectators. His parents exchanged amused glances as he pointed excitedly at the decorations and tried to wave at everyone at once, reminding everyone that beneath all the ceremony, they were still a loving family sharing a special moment. The royal procession moved with carefully choreographed precision toward their designated positions. Each step had been planned and rehearsed, yet the genuine emotions on their faces made the moment feel spontaneous and heartfelt. Catherine's hand briefly touched William's arm as they navigated the steps, a small gesture that spoke volumes about their partnership and mutual support. Sarah Mitchell felt tears welling up in her eyes as she watched the family pass by, overwhelmed by the beauty and significance of the moment. Her granddaughter Emma stood on her toes, straining to see over the crowd, her face lit up with wonder and excitement. Around them, people of all ages and backgrounds shared the same sense of awe, united in their appreciation for this glimpse of living history. The royal couple paused at the designated spot, allowing photographers and the gathered crowd to fully appreciate their appearance. Catherine's dress moved like liquid silk in the gentle breeze, while the diamonds in her tiara created tiny rainbows in the sunlight. William stood protectively close to his family, his eyes scanning the crowd with the practiced awareness of someone accustomed to public appearances, yet his expression remained warm and engaged. International news correspondents struggled to find adequate words to describe the scene unfolding before them. Jane Roberts, reporting for BBC World Service, found herself momentarily speechless as she attempted to convey the emotional impact of seeing the royal family together in such splendor. Her voice carried a note of genuine reverence as she described Catherine's ethereal beauty and William's commanding presence to millions of listeners. Worldwide, the children's behavior delighted everyone present, as they demonstrated the perfect balance of royal protocol and natural childhood charm. Princess Charlotte's curtsy was executed with practiced perfection, while her bright smile showed she was genuinely enjoying the attention. Prince George's serious demeanor occasionally broke into grins when he spotted familiar faces in the crowd, showing glimpses of the boy beneath the future king. Palace officials watched with satisfaction as months of planning came together flawlessly. Private Secretary Sir Edward had coordinated every detail, from the timing of their appearance to the positioning of security personnel, ensuring that the royal family could focus entirely on connecting with the gathered crowd. His meticulous preparation allowed for what appeared to be an effortless and magical moment. The crowd's response exceeded all expectations, with cheers and applause continuing for several minutes as people tried to capture the perfect photograph or simply drink in the sight of their beloved royal family. Mobile phones were raised throughout the crowd, creating a sea of screens as people documented this historic moment to share with friends and family around the world. Catherine's composure never wavered, despite the intensity of attention focused on her every movement. Years of public appearances had taught her to remain graceful under pressure, but her genuine smile and the way she gently guided her children showed the loving mother beneath the royal facade. Her ability to appear both regal and relatable had always been one of her greatest strengths. The music from the royal orchestra swelled, providing a majestic soundtrack to the unfolding scene. The carefully chosen melodies enhanced the emotional impact of the moment, creating an atmosphere that felt both ceremonial and celebratory. Even those watching from distant viewing areas could feel the power of the moment, as the combination of visual splendor and beautiful music created an almost transcendent experience. As the royal family moved deeper into the ceremony space, the crowd's energy reached fever pitch. Catherine's every step seemed to flow with effortless grace, her training in royal protocol evident in the way she acknowledged the crowd while maintaining perfect posture. The delicate silver threads woven throughout her gown caught different angles of light, creating an almost magical shimmer that made her appear to glow from within. The International Press Corps worked frantically to capture every angle of the historic moment. Photographers with telephoto lenses focused on the smallest details, from the intricate pearl buttons on Catherine's dress to the proud expression on William's face as he watched his wife navigate the public attention with characteristic poise. Each image would be analyzed and admired for years to come, becoming part of the permanent record of this extraordinary day. In living rooms across the globe, families gathered around television screens to witness history in the making. Margaret Thompson, an 82-year-old grandmother in Toronto, clutched her husband's hand as they watched from their favorite armchairs, both remembering their own wedding day 50 years earlier and marveling at the fairy tale romance they were witnessing. Children pressed close to television screens in homes from New York to Tokyo, their eyes wide with wonder at the real-life prince and princess before them. The royal children continued to enchant everyone present with their natural charm and careful adherence to protocol. Princess Charlotte's dress, with its hand-embroidered flowers and flowing silk ribbons, seemed to dance around her as she moved, while her confident smile suggested she was truly enjoying her moment in the spotlight. Her ability to balance royal dignity with childlike joy provided some of the most touching moments of the entire appearance. Prince George's maturity beyond his years showed in the way he stayed close to his parents while still acknowledging the crowd with small waves and nods. His military-inspired uniform, perfectly tailored to his small frame, made him look like a miniature version of his father, while his occasional glances toward his younger siblings showed his protective instincts and sense of responsibility as the eldest child. The youngest prince, Louis, continued to provide moments of pure delight with his enthusiastic waves and animated reactions to the pageantry around him. His genuine excitement was infectious, causing even the most stoic security officers to smile as he pointed out interesting details to his siblings and tried to wave at every single person in the crowd. His innocence and joy reminded everyone that beneath all the formality, this was still a family celebration. William's pride in his family was evident in every gesture and glance. His protective stance as he guided his wife and children through the ceremony showed the devoted husband and father behind the royal title. When Catherine needed a moment to adjust her dress or when one of the children required gentle guidance, his quiet support was immediate and unobtrusive, demonstrating the partnership that had made their marriage such a beloved example to couples worldwide. The ancient stones of Westminster Abbey seemed to absorb and amplify the historical significance of the moment. Generations of royal ceremonies had taken place within these walls, but the combination of traditional grandeur and modern accessibility created something entirely unique. The building itself appeared to approve of the proceedings, with sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows in perfect timing with the most emotional moments of the ceremony. Royal historian Dr. Elizabeth Hartwell, watching from the distinguished guests section, found herself moved to tears by the seamless blend of tradition and contemporary relevance. Her expertise in royal protocol allowed her to appreciate the subtle ways the ceremony honored centuries of tradition while adapting to modern expectations of transparency and public engagement. She made mental notes for the book she was already planning about this historic day. The crowd's diversity reflected the global appeal of the British royal family, with visitors from dozens of countries having traveled specifically to witness this moment in person. Languages from around the world could be heard as people shared their excitement with friends and family, creating a truly international celebration that transcended cultural boundaries. The universal appreciation for beauty, tradition, and family love was evident in every face in the crowd. Catherine's jewelry choices sparked immediate discussion among fashion experts and royal watchers worldwide. The diamond tiara, with its perfect balance of grandeur and elegance, complemented her features beautifully while adding just the right amount of royal sparkle. Her diamond earrings, a gift from William on their wedding day, caught the light with every movement of her head, creating tiny fireworks that photographers scrambled to capture. The timing of each element of their appearance had been coordinated with military precision, yet the royal family made everything look effortless and natural. William's experience with public ceremonies served him well, as he subtly guided his family through the various stages of their appearance, ensuring everyone was positioned perfectly while never appearing controlling or rigid. His leadership was gentle but decisive, showing why he was so respected both within the royal family and by the public. Social media exploded with real-time reactions from viewers around the world, with hashtags related to the royal appearance trending globally within minutes. Fashion bloggers analyzed every detail of Catherine's ensemble, while royal fans shared their emotional reactions to seeing the family together in such splendor. The immediate global response demonstrated the enduring fascination with the British royal family and their ability to create moments of shared joy and wonder across all cultural and geographical boundaries. The emotional peak of the ceremony arrived as the royal family took their designated positions for the most formal portion of their appearance. Catherine's composure remained flawless, but those who knew her well could see the slight tremor in her hands and the deeper breath she took before stepping forward. The magnitude of the moment was not lost on her, and the responsibility she felt toward the millions watching was evident in her heightened focus and deliberate movements. A gentle breeze stirred the ceremonial flags surrounding the abbey, creating a backdrop of moving color that perfectly complemented the royal family's stunning appearance. The Union Jack fluttered proudly alongside flags from Commonwealth nations, symbolizing the global reach and influence of the British monarchy. Each flag seemed to dance in celebration, as if nature itself was participating in the historic moment. Prince William's military background served him well, as he maintained perfect posture throughout the extended ceremony. But his eyes frequently sought out his wife and children, ensuring they were comfortable and supported. His protective instincts were on full display as he noticed Catherine adjusting her tiara slightly, and immediately stepped closer, offering his arm for support without drawing attention to the gesture. These small acts of consideration demonstrated the genuine partnership that had always characterized their marriage. The royal children's behavior continued to enchant everyone present. With each child handling the pressure in their own unique way, Prince George stood with remarkable stillness for a boy his age, his serious expression showing he understood the gravity of the occasion, while his occasional shy smiles revealed his natural warmth. Princess Charlotte seemed to thrive in the spotlight, her confident posture and bright expression suggesting she was genuinely enjoying the experience of being watched by millions. Young Prince Louis provided the most spontaneous moments of the entire ceremony, his animated reactions to the music and pageantry, bringing smiles to faces throughout the crowd. When the royal orchestra reached a particularly stirring crescendo, his delighted clapping and swaying to the rhythm showed the pure joy that made him such a beloved figure. His parents exchanged amused glances while allowing him the freedom to express his excitement naturally. The distinguished guests section buzzed with quiet admiration as world leaders, celebrities, and dignitaries witnessed the royal family's masterful performance. Former Prime Minister David Cameron leaned over to whisper his appreciation to his wife, while celebrities like Helen Mirren and Emma Thompson watched with the professional appreciation of performers who understood the skill required to maintain such poise under intense scrutiny. Their presence added an extra layer of significance to the already momentous occasion. International television audiences were treated to expert commentary that helped them appreciate the historical significance of every detail. Royal correspondent Nicholas Witchell's voice carried decades of experience as he explained the meaning behind each gesture and tradition, while fashion expert Hilary Alexander provided insights into Catherine's stunning ensemble that helped viewers understand the thought and planning that had gone into every element of her appearance. The crowd's emotional response reached new heights as the ceremony progressed, with many people wiping away tears of joy and pride. Sarah Mitchell found herself overwhelmed by the beauty of the moment, her hand clasped tightly in her granddaughter's as they shared an experience that would bind them together for the rest of their lives. Around them, strangers became temporary friends as they shared tissues, took photos for each other, and collectively marveled at the spectacle before them. Catherine's ability to connect with the crowd despite the formal protocol was remarkable, her genuine smiles and subtle acknowledgments making individuals feel personally recognized even from great distances. Her training in public relations and her natural empathy combined to create moments of real human connection that transcended the ceremonial nature of the event. When she spotted a young girl in the crowd wearing a miniature version of her dress, her delighted laugh was captured by photographers and became one of the most shared images of the day. The technical precision required to coordinate such a complex event was invisible to most observers, but Security Chief Inspector Thompson and his team monitored every detail from their command center. Multiple backup plans were in place for weather changes, crowd control issues, or any other potential disruptions, but the seamless execution of the ceremony testified to months of careful preparation and the professionalism of everyone involved. Royal photographer Marcus Adams worked discreetly from his designated position, capturing intimate family moments that would become treasured historical documents. His experience with royal portraits allowed him to anticipate the perfect moments, from William's proud glance at his wife to the children's natural interactions with each other. These images would join the official record of the monarchy and be studied by historians for generations to come. The music reached its most dramatic movement as the royal family prepared for the climactic moment of their appearance. The orchestra's performance was flawless, with each musician understanding their role in creating the perfect emotional backdrop for this historic occasion. The combination of traditional ceremonial music with contemporary arrangements created a sound that honored the past while embracing the future, much like the royal family themselves. As the ceremony approached its conclusion, the intensity of emotion in the crowd was palpable. People who had waited for hours in uncomfortable conditions forgot their physical discomfort entirely, caught up in the magic of the moment they were witnessing. The shared experience created bonds between strangers and memories that would last a lifetime, while the royal family's gracious presence made everyone feel they had been part of something truly special and significant. The culminating moment arrived as the royal family prepared for their final presentation to the assembled crowd and television audiences worldwide. Catherine took a deep breath, her hand briefly touching William's as they prepared to step forward together for the most photographed moment of the entire ceremony. The diamond tiara caught the light one more time, sending sparkles across the ancient stone walls of Westminster Abbey like scattered starlight. The crowd fell into an expectant hush, sensing that they were about to witness something extraordinary. Even the youngest children in the crowd seemed to understand the importance of the moment, their chatter dying away as all eyes focused on the royal family. The silence was broken only by the gentle flutter of flags in the breeze and the distant sound of cameras clicking from the press section. Prince William stepped forward first, his ceremonial uniform immaculate and his bearing reflecting years of military training and royal duty. The gold braiding on his jacket caught the sunlight as he moved, while his confident stride and warm smile toward the crowd showed the man who had grown from a shy prince into a confident leader. His presence commanded attention without demanding it, a skill that had taken years to develop and perfect. Catherine followed, her movement so graceful it seemed choreographed, though her natural poise made everything appear effortless. The sapphire gown flowed around her like liquid silk, the intricate beadwork creating patterns of light that shifted with each step. Her smile was radiant but controlled, showing both warmth and the dignity befitting her position. Years of public appearances had taught her to appear serene regardless of the pressure, but those who knew her well could see the genuine joy in her eyes. The royal children took their positions with remarkable composure, each handling the moment according to their personality and age. Prince George stood tall beside his father, his young face serious but not stern, showing he understood the significance of the occasion. Princess Charlotte practically glowed with excitement, her natural charisma evident as she smiled confidently at the crowd, clearly enjoying her moment in the spotlight while maintaining perfect posture and protocol. Prince Louis, true to form, provided the most endearing moments as he waved enthusiastically at the crowd while trying to stay in his designated position. His innocent joy was infectious, causing ripples of laughter and warm applause throughout the assembled spectators. His parents watched him with obvious affection, allowing him the freedom to be himself while gently ensuring he remained part of the formal presentation. The photographers worked frantically to capture every angle of this historic moment, knowing that these images would define how the world remembered this day. The combination of natural lighting, stunning costumes, and genuine emotion created a photographer's dream, with each click of the shutter preserving moments that would be treasured for generations. The most skilled photographers managed to capture not just the visual splendor but the emotional connection between the family members and with the crowd. Television directors around the world made split-second decisions about which angles to show their audiences, balancing wide shots that captured the full grandeur of the scene with intimate close-ups that revealed the personal moments and genuine emotions. The technical crews worked invisibly to ensure that millions of viewers felt as though they were standing in the crowd themselves, witnessing history unfold in real time. In homes across the globe, families gathered around their screens found themselves holding their breath during these climactic moments. The emotional impact transcended cultural and linguistic barriers, as the universal themes of family, tradition, and beauty resonated with viewers, regardless of their background. Children pointed excitedly at the princess in her beautiful dress, while adults appreciated the historical significance of what they were witnessing. The crowd's response built to a crescendo of applause and cheers that seemed to shake the very foundations of Westminster Abbey. People waved flags, called out expressions of love and support, and many wiped away tears of joy as they realized they were part of a moment that would be remembered and discussed for decades to come. The emotional energy was so intense that even experienced royal watchers found themselves moved beyond their expectations. Catherine's final moments before the crowd showcased all the qualities that had made her one of the most beloved members of the royal family. Her genuine warmth shone through the formal protocol. Her natural elegance elevated the entire ceremony, and her obvious love for her family created moments of authentic emotion that touched hearts around the world. The way she guided her children while supporting her husband demonstrated the strength and grace that had defined her role as a modern royal. The ancient traditions of the monarchy merged seamlessly with contemporary expectations of accessibility and relatability, creating a ceremony that honored the past while embracing the future. The royal family's ability to maintain dignity and grandeur while remaining approachable and human represented everything that made them so compelling to people worldwide. They embodied the perfect balance between the extraordinary and the familiar. As the formal presentation reached its conclusion, the royal family shared a brief private moment together, their genuine affection for each other evident even amid the public ceremony. William's protective stance, Catherine's gentle guidance of the children, and the natural interactions between siblings created a tableau that spoke to universal values of family love and support, reminding everyone that beneath all the titles and ceremony, they were witnessing a family sharing a special moment together. The music swelled to its final crescendo as the royal family prepared to conclude their appearance, the orchestra's performance providing the perfect soundtrack to end this historic day. Every musician played with exceptional skill, understanding that their performance would be remembered as part of one of the most significant royal appearances of the modern era, their music forever linked with images of the royal family at their most magnificent and approachable. As the ceremony drew to its magnificent conclusion, the royal family began their carefully orchestrated departure, each step as gracefully executed as their arrival had been. Catherine turned for one final acknowledgement of the crowd, her sapphire gown catching the afternoon light in a final burst of brilliance that seemed to illuminate everything around her. The diamond tiara sparkled like captured sunshine, creating a halo effect that photographers scrambled to capture from every possible angle. The crowd's appreciation reached unprecedented levels as they realized this magical moment was coming to an end. The applause was thunderous and sustained, with people cheering, crying and calling out expressions of love and admiration that could be heard even over the orchestral finale. Sarah Mitchell found herself clapping until her hands hurt, while her granddaughter Emma jumped up and down with excitement, both knowing they had witnessed something truly extraordinary that would stay with them forever. Prince William guided his family with the same quiet confidence he had shown throughout the ceremony, his pride in his wife and children evident in every gesture. As they began to move away from the crowd, he paused for a moment to wave personally to a section of veterans in the audience, his military background creating an instant connection that drew enthusiastic cheers from the former servicemen and women who had waited hours for this acknowledgement. The royal children handled their departure with the same charm that had characterized their entire appearance. Princess Charlotte gave a perfect curtsy to the crowd before taking her mother's hand, while Prince George maintained his dignified composure, even as his eyes showed the excitement he felt at having successfully completed such an important ceremony. Prince Louis provided one final moment of pure joy as he blew kisses to the crowd, his innocent gesture causing waves of laughter and affectionate applause that seemed to warm the entire assembly. International news correspondents worked to find adequate words to describe what they had witnessed, many admitting that the reality had exceeded even their highest expectations. Royal correspondent Jenny Bond found her voice catching with emotion as she attempted to convey to her radio audience the incredible atmosphere and the genuine connection the royal family had created with the assembled crowd. Her decades of experience covering royal events had not prepared her for the magic of this particular moment. The technical crew began the complex process of wrapping up their coverage, but cameras continued rolling to capture every second of the royal family's departure. Television directors knew that these final images would be replayed countless times, becoming the lasting visual memory of this historic day. The golden afternoon light, the flowing gowns, the perfect family formation, and the genuine emotions created a cinematic quality that seemed almost too beautiful to be real. As the royal family disappeared from public view, the crowd began to disperse slowly, many people reluctant to leave and end their connection to this extraordinary experience. Strangers who had stood together for hours exchanged contact information and promised to stay in touch, bonded by their shared witness to history. The sense of community and shared joy that had developed throughout the day seemed too precious to abandon quickly. Inside Westminster Abbey, the cleanup began immediately, but even the workers moved with unusual care, as if understanding that they were handling the remnants of something sacred. The flowers would be preserved, the programs would become treasured keepsakes, and every detail would be carefully documented for historical records. The ancient building seemed to exhale slowly, as if settling back into its normal rhythm after hosting such an extraordinary event. The royal family's private celebration began as soon as they were away from public view, with Catherine finally allowing herself to relax as the formal part of the day concluded successfully. Her first words were to congratulate the children on their perfect behavior, while William expressed his admiration for how beautifully she had handled every aspect of their appearance. The genuine affection and mutual support that had been evident throughout the ceremony continued in their private moments. Social media exploded with millions of posts, photos, and videos from the ceremony, creating a digital record that ensured this moment would be preserved and shared for generations to come. Fashion blogs analyzed every detail of Catherine's ensemble. Royal historians provided context for the traditions observed, and ordinary people shared their emotional reactions to witnessing such beauty and grandeur. The global conversation continued, long into the night as different time zones discovered the images and videos, television, ratings confirmed what everyone already knew. This had been one of the most watched royal events in modern history. Networks reported viewership numbers that broke previous records, while streaming platforms struggled to handle the demand from viewers who wanted to watch the ceremony multiple times. The universal appeal of the royal family's grace, beauty, and genuine warmth had created a shared global experience that transcended all boundaries. The impact of the day extended far beyond the immediate ceremony, inspiring countless articles, books, and documentaries that would analyze and celebrate every aspect of the royal appearance. Fashion designers studied Catherine's gown for inspiration, etiquette experts praised the family's perfect protocol, and child development specialists admired the way the royal children had been prepared for and supported through such an intense public experience. Years later, those who had witnessed the ceremony in person would still speak of it with wonder and emotion, describing it as one of the most beautiful and moving experiences of their lives. The combination of historical significance, visual splendor, and genuine human emotion had created something that transcended ordinary royal protocol, becoming instead a moment of pure magic that reminded everyone of the power of tradition, family, and shared celebration. The royal family's appearance had achieved everything they had hoped for and more, creating memories that would last lifetimes while strengthening the bonds between the monarchy and the people they served. The perfect balance of grandeur and accessibility, tradition and modernity, formality and warmth had created a new standard for royal appearances that would influence how such ceremonies were conducted for generations to come, ensuring that this day would be remembered not just as a beautiful spectacle, but as a defining moment in the modern history of the British royal family.